Hello and welcome, fellow digital soldiers, to True Reporting. It is the 13th of May, and on today's podcast, Q has returned with a couple posts entailing treason and to be watching at Representative Doug Collins. Also in the mix, we have Julian Assange tortured with psychotropic drug. This came out on the 7th, so about 5 days ago. And more from Corticon. I suggest following him on Twitter and go to his YouTube channel and subscribe. Ecuador hands over Julian Assange's computers and files to the USA. Chain of custody. My friends, prepare for a very big week. I believe the tables have turned. They've turned a couple weeks ago, and we are in store for a big set of fireworks. But before we get into this today, my friends, would you please welcome my new sponsor, Noble Gold. Hey guys, now this is something really special. A great Memorial Day gift idea for those who fought for our country and for our freedom. This is a 1-ounce solid silver Trump 2020 Freedom Coin, and this is a 10-ounce solid silver United We Stand engraved bullion bar. The craftsmanship on these is incredible. We all know that May is the month of Memorial Day, and our good friends at Noble Gold have agreed to offer all patriots and Trump supporters an amazing deal on these to celebrate our president's exoneration in the Mueller report and for those who fought for our country. As you can see on the coin here, on President Trump's watch, we have had the first major tax reform in 30 years, the lowest unemployment rate for 18 years, the least jobless claims since 1973, and the Dow Jones highest level in history. Now that is worth celebrating. The set of the two silver specials come in at just $239, and Noble Gold is offering a further $30 off as a Memorial Day gift, and they're even going to throw in a Trump-Pence 2020 bumper sticker. Use the link below to get yours today and use the code TrueReporting30 to get the $30 off discount. This is a beautiful Memorial Day gift. Guys, it's good to have you aboard. Let's go ahead and hop into it. This is True Reporting. Starting with Q, we see post 3,332. Boom, week ahead. Treason doesn't pay well in the end. Q, absolutely. I hope to see heads roll here very soon. Post 3,333. That's a good number. I like it. Eyes on Q. So it says, eyes on Representative Doug Collins, which is right here, my friends. I suggest following him just to see if this could be another Q-proof. He is working for the Georgia's 9th Congressional District, pastor, attorney, military chaplain, ranking member of the Judiciary GOP out of Gainesville, Georgia. So we could be awaiting another Q-proof. Let's just sit tight and hold on, right? And no sleeping in D.C. post 3,334. Attempts by Democrats, fake news, and those guilty of treason to shape the public narrative prior to, by providing falsehoods will fail. Truth to light, no sleep in DCQ. Obviously, they're all in a panic, and the falsehoods will fail because I believe this is all planned out. We are watching a movie, correct? Post 3,335, old James Comey. We see here getting hit with the mother of all bombs. Boom time Baker. So that was pretty much reposted by Q, and that's the start of the landslide. Is Comey goes down first, then we have the FISA, then we have the IG report, and all hell breaks loose after that. We have a great decoding here from Lisa Mae Crowley, who I believe was retweeted by the president. That is huge. It says here, new Q. I've said it before and I will say it again. I like big booms. I cannot lie. Those who commit treason must and will be punished accordingly. Sleep much, traitors? Absolutely. Last week, Sean Hannity asked Representative Doug Collins and 53 other, or referencing 53 other closed-door testimonies. Collins, yes, get ready for that. Just stay close, Twitter. Stay close the next few weeks. We will be releasing the rest of those. So that is huge, my friends. So definitely follow Representative Doug Collins. POTUS has been prepping the public for what is about to be revealed, referencing traitors who tried to oust our duly elected president. The Media, I like that, will get their 4 a.m. talking points tomorrow to shape public perception that, my guess, POTUS is attacking political opponents as payback. Absolutely. 4. Q replied to Anon's meme reference, Comey about to get hit with the truth, MOAB, mother of all bombs. Comey wrote an op-ed calling Barr a liar who's been corrupted by POTUS, saying, immoral leaders have a way of revealing the character of those around them. Such garbage. The OIG report is due out by the end of May or early June. D-Class will likely follow. A couple weeks ago, Joe DiGenevo said bombshell report on Comey was due out in a couple weeks. Will Representative Doug Collins release Comey transcript next week to coincide with this repeat release? That is huge. C comes before D. Comey comes before D class. It's all getting set up, my friends. Here's a clip from the 24th of April where Joe discusses impending release of Comey report. He said there will be criminal referrals, and I've shown that to you. We can listen to that right now.
Sitting at home with a bowl of popcorn and a soft drink, why does it matter to them what happens in this entire investigation?
Because it's about the rule of law and privacy. The Obama administration, for more than 4 years before the 2016 election, allowed 4 contractors working for the FBI to illegally surveil American citizens illegally. The FISA court has already found that. By the way, Robert Ray mentioned that there is the Horowitz report coming out in May or possibly early June. There's another report that everybody has forgotten about involving James Comey alone. That will be out in 2 weeks. That report is going to be a bombshell. It's going to open up the investigation on a very high note. There will be criminal referrals in it. The FISA court abuse is the center of this entire abuse of governmental power. And the chief judge of that court has already ruled that the FBI broke the law and that the people at the head of the Justice Department, Sally Yates, John Carlin, the Assistant Attorney General for the National Security, all knew about it and lied to the court, the FISA court, about it.
So, big news coming from Joe DiGenevo. Seems like it's all lining up, my friends. Continuing on with Julian Assange. This is very interesting. It says here, Julian Assange tortured with psychotropic drug. Retired United States Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Karen Kiowatsky writes in an article posted at Lou Rockwell's website that Julian Assange is receiving the same treatment as suspected terrorists while in captivity at Her Majesty's Prison Service at Belmarsh. Yeah, Her Majesty's Prison. The FBI, Pentagon, and CIA are interviewing Assange. Kiowatsky writes, interviewing is the wrong word. I like to say doctoring him, because it would be more accurate, except that the word implies some care for a positive outcome. Chemical Gina has her hands in on this one, and we are being told that Assange is being treated with 3 quincucindyl benzylate, known as BZ. BZ is a powerful drug that produces hallucinations. Soldiers on BZ could remember only fragments of the experience afterward. As the drug wore off and the subjects had trouble discerning what was real, many experienced anxiety, aggression, even terror. The New Yorker reported the drug's effect lasted for days. At its peak, volunteers were totally cut off in their own minds, jolting from one fragmented existence to the next. They saw visions. Lilliputian baseball players competing on a tabletop diamond, animals or people or objects that materialized and vanished. Assange is being chemically lobotomized prior to being extradited to the United States to stand trial on bogus computer hacking charges that, and the corporate media won't tell you this, passed the statute of limitations 3 years ago. That's huge, guys. Forget about the statute of limitations. The U.S. government has long violated both domestic and international law. It is a rogue nation led by our ignorant clown who opened the back door and ushered in neocon psychopaths notorious for killing millions. In normal times, these criminals would be in the dock at The Hague standing trial for crimes against humanity. But we don't live in normal times. The message is clear. If you expose the massive criminal enterprise at the heart of the U.S. government, you will be renditioned chemically tortured, a favorite of Chemical Gina, now CIA director, chewed up and spit out until you're babbling mental case like David Shaler, who believes he is the second coming of Christ. Shaler, a former MI5 agent, made the mistake of exposing the UK's support of terror operations in Libya. Shaler spent 3 weeks at Belmarsh after conviction for breaching the Official Secrets Act. He emerged from the prison broken and delusional. I seriously doubt most Americans care about the chemical torture of Julian Assange. On social media, liberals and so-called progressives, along with their conservative counterparts, celebrate Assange's arrest, confinement, and torture. Members of Congress have called for his execution, while one media talking head, teleprompter script reader, demanded the CIA send a hit team to London and assassinate Assange. Americans are similar to the propagandized and brainwashed citizens of Nazi Germany. Most went along with Hitler right up until the end, when their cities lay in smoldering ruins and their once proud country was carved up, half of it given over to communists. They set up the Stasi to deal with the East Germans who were not following the totalitarian program. So, guys, when they say in this article that most of Americans, I believe they're speaking of the normies, the NPCs that are all asleep. They don't know. They have never really researched into Julian Assange. They think of him as a traitor because they are brainwashed by the mainstream media, which is scary to think about. Continuing on, this is from Corticon. I consider him a friend. It says right here, Ecuador hands over Julian Assange's computers and files to the USA chain of custody. Could this be the chain of custody that Q referred to? Q did reference those remarks in a drop pertaining to General Flynn, who is still silenced. Vice President Pence and his wife, Chief of Staff, wife Catherine A. Seaman. I have included my opinion thread, on said Q drop at the end of this article. First off, what is chain of custody and how does it apply to Assange? As described by Wikipedia, chain of custody in legal context is a chronological documentation of paper trail that records the sequence of custody, control, transfer, analysis, and disposition of physical or electronic evidence. So we could see here from post 3330, April 27th, chain of command, chain of custody, Pence's chief of staff plus wife. And very strange. By definition, chain of custody does refer to the control and transfer of the legal context, documentation, or paper trail, along with physical or electronic evidence of Julian Assange's personal and private information. In my opinion, this is more telling based on the fact that Julian was recorded leaving the embassy with those clothes on his back and only one item, a book. Continuing on, the book entitled Gore Vidal, History of the National Security State, focuses on the historical events that led to the establishment of the massive military-industrial security complex. According to the book's description, the book featured interviews conducted with Vidal by Paul Jay, senior editor of the Real News Network, on the number of political topics. If you follow Q, you may remember when WikiLeaks was calling out Q. Q mentioned that they had the site, but we have the source. Q has also said many times that they have it all. Granted, Hurricane Server does have it all, but knowing that Julian Assange left the embassy with only a book, we can't assume that the U.S. government now will have all of Julian Assange's documents. In one of Q's last posts about Julian Assange, Q made it a point to stress on the fact that we have the source, right? So, right here, post 1842, we have the source. Julian Assange, Senate panel requested Assange testimony in Russia probe, right? We have the source. 3,312. As the targets turn to the other side, the attacks will intensify. We have the source Q. The U.S. government wants Assange to be extradited from the United Kingdom so he can be tried for the release of classified military material in 2010. He is being charged with conspiracy to commit computer intrusion in the U.S. and faces up to 5 years in prison if found of leaking over 400,000 internal documents about the Iraq and Afghanistan wars to the media. The search of Assange's sealed-off room will take place on May 20th as part of a petition for judicial assistance issued by the U.S. Department of Justice to the government of Ecuador. The request says the search will take place at 9 a.m. London time under the oversight of the police chief Diego Lopez and Second Sergeant Milton Jacqui, a computer forensic expert. The decision to confiscate Assange's belongings have been communicated to his lawyer in Ecuador, Carlos Poveda. In my opinion, this is a major deal. Could the Julian Assange arrest been all for show? Could the fact that they made sure to show him holding one item be the giveaway that this was a covert operation for the U.S. to obtain Julian Assange's documents without handing him over? Was the one time that the U.S. Navy inadvertently typed Julian Assange an accident? I'll leave those answers up to you. Here's a screenshot of the deleted U.S. Navy Christmas tweet about Julian Assange. Julian Assange right here, guys. So, continuing on, taking a break from mowing, I will decode the Q post real quick. Chain of command, chain of custody. It says paper trail of chain of command and umbrella spy metadata. If not tasked and targeted under the Five Eyes, what legally authority existed to engage the targeting? Think Nunez statement. Not through normal collection gathering and reporting oversight. So they went around, right, my friends? Not good at all. I pray for Julian Assange. I hope all is well with him. I hope he's not being tortured. Again, this is raw information. I'm just bringing it to you. Use your own discernment. If you found this informative and you enjoyed it, my friends, please subscribe to my channel. Also, follow me on Twitter @TrueReporting, and don't forget to leave a like. The more likes that this video receives, the more times it is recommended to other viewers, thus more eyes on the truth. You can donate to this channel by going to my PayPal or Patreon in the description box below. My friends, if you were unaware, my entire channel has been demonetized due to YouTube hitting me with a strike. This is very detrimental to my livelihood. I may have to go back to a full-time job and do this on the side, so videos could decrease significantly. Please put out good and positive thoughts for me, because this is very serious. They are trying to eradicate my channel day by day, but I will continue to fight back. Very stressful, to be honest, my friends, so just stick with me and we'll get through this together. I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon, and I will speak with you soon. Have a wonderful day.